What's going on, guys? Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Much appreciated. New Porpoise Pod with me and Alejandro Solano will be dropping on Tuesday, so check that out. Go subscribe to the Porpoise Pod or check it out on WQAM's YouTube page where you guys can watch Tobin and Leroy. Leroy's going to be back on Tuesday. Can't wait, dude. Back reunited. I'm excited about that. Couple things to get to here. A lot of Dolphins fodder out there, right? Lamar Jackson is in the news as today he officially revealed his trade request, which was a couple of weeks ago. They said this as John Harbaugh was talking, which was just top-notch trolling by Lamar Jackson. And I get it. Like, a lot of Dolphins fans, a lot of South Florida fans in on Lamar Jackson, South Florida guy, beloved down here. Seems like an A-plus dude. Don't really know what there is to dislike about Lamar Jackson. And it's interesting because they got these owners meetings going on. These owners meetings typically get hotly contested. I thought it was a genius move. Everybody gets on Lamar Jackson for not having an agent. I thought what he did today was a genius marketing ploy, because you're going to have all these rich billionaires in this in with each other. They usually get snippy, and somebody might pull the trigger. You even have Robert Kraft having it out there, already putting that Lamar Jackson Patriot stuff into the ether. But as far as the Dolphins are concerned, they are not. They are not pursuing Lamar Jackson. And Mike McDaniel went on the record with David Verones and Joe Shad, so of the Sun Sentinel, Palm Beach Post, respectively, the beat reporters for the Dolphins. And Joe writes, Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel said the organization is not pursuing any quarterback, including Lamar Jackson, and wants Tua as the starter in 2023. Quote, absolutely, McDaniel said in the conversation with Palm Beach Post and Sun Sentinel at the owners' meetings. That's why you pick up a fifth-year option. That's how you do it. That's why you pick up the option as soon as you know you're going to. So as opposed to speaking, have action speak to really squash any unnecessary direction or chatter. On Lamar Jackson, Mike McDaniel said, that's a very good player that the Ravens have that. That's all I know about him. So obviously not stepping into any tampering weeds there from him. But he's, again, at every turn the Dolphins have told you with Tua that he is going to be the quarterback going forward. And I think this keeps getting brought up because Lamar is from South Florida. There were rumors back in the day that Stephen Ross was very interested in drafting him. That's been bantied about back and forth. I'm not sure what's true, what's not there, but it has been the tires. That story has been kicked around. And then today, it kind of got resurfaced before this story came out from Joe and David, because the Dolphins' new safety, Deshaun Elliott, came out and basically recruited Lamar via Twitter to the Dolphins, where he just put on a story of Lamar Jackson's tweet, hashtag come to the Dolphins. And this was happening as the radio show was going on today. And I'm just like, how long before you think he has to delete that? Because we know where this Dolphins' social media plays. It's wound up tight, dude. Like, look, I'm a Tua guy. I like Tua. I believe in Tua. I root for Tua. I hope that he does well. I hope he has a long, successful Dolphins career. I get the concerns. Not really here for you to convince me. I've just decided I'm rooting for him. We'll see. If he stinks, he stinks. I don't think he stinks, but people think he stinks. And some people think he stinks. Some people people don't even want to believe that he can be good. I think that they're as loony as the people who are at the highest of high of Tua, right? But also, Tua has this interesting thing that he's brought to the Dolphins fans where they also have something Miami really likes, which is to rally around people who want to shoot down Miami, right? We thrive in this stuff. It's our playpen. It's like the Hurricanes are in the Final Four. You mother bleepers, you paid for that team. Miami's always doing stuff crooked. And it's like, well, everybody does this now, but it's Miami, so it's different. Or, LeBron comes to the Heat. Miami doesn't deserve that, blah, 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 blah. And now it's like, oh, is Tua a good quarterback? Tua sucks. Tua's the worst. how you got, and then it's like if Tua isn't he's actually good, it's like you guys are trying to murder Tua. You mother bleepers. You guys are always, Tua should sue you. So it's just we're in crazy land with this guy. And he's like the least polarizing guy ever. It's like great family dude, super nice, seems to be a teammate, legitimately everybody loves. And yet somehow like there's these polarizing opinions on him. So Deshaun Elliott got, the full buzzsaw of this today on social media. And it's like, on the one hand, you probably should know, like, this is a sensitive topic. I should know who my quarterbacks are. Would he do this if he was on the Bengals? I don't know. Would you say it about Joe Burrow? I don't think so. I don't think he would recruit Lamar Jackson to the Bengals if he was on the Bengals. But on the other hand, he did play with Lamar Jackson. I assume they're friends. I don't know, but obviously was very impressed with him as a teammate. While they were teammates, they diced up the Dolphins, who were tanking pretty damn good. So, whatever that is, whatever that was, he definitely got the full scope of, oh no, I have stepped in the hornet's nest that is throwing some slight shade at Tua Tagovailoa. And I feel like he's taking it in great stride. It's funny. It's funny seeing him get the full scope of the passion of the Dolphins fan base, and also seeing his new teammates like Javon Holland and Trill Williams laugh at him. I find that hilarious. I think that's great. But look, ultimately the Dolphins, and like Mike McDaniel said, at every turn have shown you they believe in this guy. They are gonna, like, Mike McDaniel is going to ride with Tua and is gonna go with him. And like he just keeps saying stuff on the record. And I think the thing that's weird about why people continue to doubt it, and I have to hear things like a McCourty brother comes out and says, I don't know, Dolphins, Tom Brady could still be a thing. I continue to come back to, I've seen what the Dolphins not believing in Tua looks like with a lot of the same players. The only guy who's not is Flores, but like Greer, Stephen Ross, I've seen what that lack of faith looks like in Tua. They haven't shown that since Mike McDaniel's been the coach. And the other thing was, he comes out today and he goes like, look, it wasn't even really that hard a decision to pick up the 5th-year option on Tua.
The scenario of picking up the 5th-year option gives Tua the best chance to be his best and is the best thing for the organization. That's what we're really chasing. We're chasing that where both parties maximized in opportunity. And so once we knew that, then I hadn't really paid attention to the 5th-year option timeline. It was more like, all right, well, you know what? Especially the media members that are in South Florida, they need to know this. We need to tell them this 5th-year option is, once we knew, we knew. So hopefully it was, that way I didn't have to play unnecessary poker face for no reason. We knew, once we did our due diligence in our process, it made a ton of sense to us. So we wanted to communicate and get that done and move forward with our lives.
And like the whole idea of like, yeah, like, hey, we see what the quarterback market is right now. If we can control that, put the more of the ball in our court in, this, yeah, all right, maybe a disaster happens, unfortunately. And Tua, continues to have concussion issues or durability. Maybe he can't play football next year. But like, the coach clearly believes in the talent. He clearly believes in the player. He clearly believes in the guy's work ethic. So shouldn't all those things be good things? Like, at the end of the day, like, is the Dolphin fan just having trouble dealing with normal? Because I get it. Like, the Tua reaction to the polar, that's not normal. We're wound up very tight with this. Even like the whole Trent Sherfield thing, right? Where it's like, he said that Josh Allen is elite and he's going to an elite quarterback. And it's like, yeah, I'm annoyed because Trent Sherfield is praising Josh Allen, but also that's what new receivers do to their quarterbacks. It's kind of like what Tyreek Hill did down here with Patrick Mahomes. Now, the difference being Patrick Mahomes, like, getting sensitive about it. That's a little weird. Like, you're Patrick Mahomes. Tua, like, I guess there's still some debate about whether or not you think he is in the class of these guys. So we're wound up tight about that. We're wound up tight about, whatever these yahoos like Chris Sims or Tannenbaum or Coward have to say about it day in and day out. Nobody seems to accept the fact that he is going to be the starting quarterback. And if they do, they call the Dolphins idiots, even though the guy, when healthy, was very good last year, was very, very good. And I'm just looking at this and I'm like, wait a minute. People are upset, or people have an issue, or people are having a tough time coming to grips with the franchise believes in their quarterback. They have picked up the longest available option on this contract. The guy apparently is doing well health-wise. That was another good piece of news that came out this press circuit with Mike McDaniel. He said that the health is doing good. The jiu-jitsu is paying off.
This is something that our training staff and Tua have been attacking every day. So he's in a great spot. I'm really encouraged about the work that he's doing for preventative injuries with his core and his neck training. His jiu-jitsu stuff has been outstanding. So, doing all the things that we can control to best position us, and he's in a great place because of that. He's excited.
I also think that the thing that's interesting with the jiu-jitsu, which I'm a little embarrassed about my behavior on this, but my son takes jiu-jitsu. He's 7, so he was and he does the class before. My son's jiu-jitsu coach teaches the adults. They do the kids class. And for whatever reason, like I found it appropriate. I found it appropriate to ask my son's jiu-jitsu coach, "Hey, you guys in this jiu-jitsu community, you seem to know each other. You know who's teaching Tua jiu-jitsu?" Like, I was trying to get the scoop, but he had no idea what I was talking about. By the way, I don't think he's a huge football fan or not a huge Dolphins fan. However, he did when I did explain to him Tua's concussion thing. He's like, "You know what? Sounds like a pretty damn good idea." And then he was like explaining to me the break fall again. I was like, "Oh, you love the idea. That's great." He's like, "I don't know who teaches it to him, but it sounds like a great idea." And McDaniel also said that he has found out through his sources, because I guess he's not allowed to technically talk to about workouts, that Tua's jiu-jitsu is going well.
No, so I have experts that communicate with me, and those experts got word to me. I didn't want to get in conflict with, that's kind of gray. Am I coaching if I'm watching jiu-jitsu? That's kind of a violation, right?
I don't think it is.
I can talk to Tua, but I can't talk about football. Well, so I've had the people that I trust get it back to me, so I didn't violate any procedural issues. That's not Mike McDaniel's way.
It isn't Mike McDaniel's way, although I do love the idea of Mike McDaniel being handed down a steady fine just because he was watching Tua roll. I love the idea of like, listen, you watch Tua do a rear naked choke, and sorry, Mike, that's $25,000. You're not going to be. We're going to have to hit you for that one. So I don't know, man. Like, look, I don't think it's going to go away, the noise. I think Tua is going to have to just have the year to shut people the hell up. But I think the Dolphins have done. I think from this standpoint, the Dolphins have done everything they can to tell you they believe in him. And so I don't know. I don't know. I legitimately don't know what else they could do to show you they believe in Tua. I guess outside of giving him a bigger contract than Deshaun Watson. And even I, a Tua fan, a Dolphins fan, doesn't think that's a smart idea. I think they should see if Tua can hold up, if the durability can hold up. But I don't think it's that big of a question to where I wouldn't want him at a bargain price the next year. So I don't know what else they can do. I don't know what it's going to take for Jet Up to stop their stupid segments. I don't know. But I feel like, from Mike McDaniel's standpoint, he's done all he can do. Because that, my friends, is truly the Mike McDaniel way.